So,
I like what you said, though. That was pretty powerful. What you said about they're unnatural, and it's true. And it's not. Here's the thing: just because I'm a Christian, does not
I want them to get help, but
that's the point I'm trying to make.
Encouraging delusions is not to help them.
They from the other side, they call us Christian. I wish Spartacus was here. I don't know where he's at, but the other side of the fence will call us Christians. We're racist, we're bigots, we're zealots, we're homophobes, we're transphobic, we're all this that, we're all this stuff because we oppose them, right? I don't hate you as a person. I love you enough to tell you that your sin is going to send you to hell, right? And I love you enough to tell you that because hell is a very real place, and you're not getting out of it, right?
That's the problem. Is they misinterpret. They see it as you attacking them instead of you.
It's not.
I know.
And there are you are correct. There are Christians.
You are trying to offer help of guidance.
For sure, you are correct.
Help.
There are Christians that attack. There are Christians that attack people from a place
of vitriol and stuff like that.
From a place of moral authority. That's not why you tell people about hell. You don't tell somebody about hell because you try to shake your moral finger at them. You tell people about hell because you don't want to see them burn. Right? That's what it comes down to. What's the greater love? Let me ask you this. What's the greater love? Is the greater love for you to allow somebody to continue in sin and watch them go to hell, or tell them that what they're doing is wrong and you don't want them to go to hell? What's the greater love? To call somebody out, or just to let them be complacent and let them do what they're doing?
You want, I would say yes, because you want to help that person. So this is where, like, I was raised in a way of, like, my mom allowed us to make certain mistakes so that which we could learn.
Yeah.
But and this is this is where I'm a little conflicted, because yes, like, I see what you're saying, and going forward with this is that by offering that word and kind of stepping between them and hell, basically, right? And you're saying if you continue this path, that is your destiny, sort of thing. Versus, like myself, I am just sometimes of the mind of, well, you could say it, but, like, will that person really?
Well, and don't get it twisted.
As guidance.
Yeah. Don't get it twisted. I can't save you from going to hell, right? God's got to get a hold of you and work on your heart. But what I can do is I can tell you about the gospel, right? And I can tell you what you need to do. And it's not like works based. It's not like I got to work to be saved. Like that's not the point of what Christ did on the cross, right? He paid for everybody's sins. That doesn't mean past, present. That doesn't mean future sins and present sins are forgiven. You've got to forget. You've got to ask for forgiveness. But the point I'm trying to make is I can't save anybody from hell, right? But I can tell you about it, and I can tell you the one person who can save you from it. And so that's the thing, man. And so,
no, I get you.
It's just here's the thing. One of us are complete. One of us are wrong, right? Either, and I'm not going to say you because I know you claim to be agnostic. But let's say, for the sake of argument, let's say
absolutely be wrong. I am like I've said time and time again. I am more than ready to be wrong.
Let's just say this, right? Either you're wrong and I'm right, or I'm right and you're wrong. And what it comes down to is how confident are you to gamble your eternity?
Right.
Right. If you think that you just die and go into the ground and that's it, well, that's a pretty big gamble, and you need to be 1,000% confident that that's going to happen, right? I'm confident in my stance that hell's a real place, and I don't want anybody to go there. Not even Biden. I wish hell on no. Here's the thing. I think I've told you this. I think I've said this on the show. There's been many times that I've told people to go to hell, right? I said go to hell, right? When I became a Christian and I realized what hell was, I would not wish that upon anybody because of how it's described in the Bible and what it truly is. So either you have it right, or that's what it comes down to. Either you're right and I'm wrong. We both can't be right. It's just how confident are you and I in our stances and our beliefs, and are we willing to bet everything?
I very well see that, like I said, I can see that there is a higher power, and yes, I could very well would not be. For all I know, yes, there is a hell, and I'm potentially going to it, or I'm not, because I have not committed.
But don't you think about that though? Don't you ever think?
No, it does creep into my brain occasionally. Yes, where I'm like, there's that twinge in the
Can
back.
I ask you a question? I know. Can I just ask you a question since we're on this topic?
Yeah, go ahead.
What would it take to convince you? If I told you Christianity was true, and you're like, I just don't know. What would it take for what evidence would it take to convince you that it's true? What would you need? This isn't me trying to win souls.
No, I know you are just asking me what it would
because I love and care about you enough to ask you. I love and care about you enough to ask the question. What would you need to convince you that Christianity is true? That God is real, that Jesus is God and died on the cross. What would you need?
Okay, so I am of somebody that is kind of a C to believe. It would basically probably be on my final days of like, oh, as I walk to those pearly gates, oh, so it is all real. I don't know.
But you can't do that, right? Because
I can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Spartacus, there he is.
Oh, Spartacus, you just joined a good conversation.
Tell us something to not be callous about.
I'll say before you answer, I'll say you can't wait, right? Because in Hebrews 9:27
I understand that part too.
Hebrews 9:27 says, "For every man is appointed the death, and after death comes the judgment." So that means that after you die, once you die, it is done. It is end game. There is no going back. Once you die, you go to be judged, right?
Right.
The only other thing was Lazarus, but that's a different thing. But you die, you go to be judged. So you can't just say, well, I'll wait to the end to find out, right? So what would it take? And again, God has to move on your heart. I 100% believe that. He calls and you have to answer the call. But like, what evidence would you need?
I honestly can't. I can't say for sure what would really sway me.
There's got to be something, right?
Or to help enlighten me. I think that would just have to be something that's going to come along in my life to what, yes, does open my eyes. I can't say for sure what it would take. I'm sorry. I just, I don't know for sure, with everything that has happened, you'd think I would have kind of had like more of a awakening of sorts, but what's gone on.
Oh, for sure. 100%, man.
But
are you evidence based? Evidence?
Yeah, like evidence based.
Are you Tom? Are you like a doubting Thomas? Like I'm not gonna believe until I see the holes in his hands. Is that kind of thing?
Wait, say that again.
I said, are you like Thomas the apostle, where he was like, or the disciple, where it's like, I will not believe that he is Christ until I see the holes in his hands and holes in his feet. Christ appeared to the disciples after he died, and Thomas was like, I'm not going to believe until I see the hand, until I see his hands.
Until you see him.
And Christ said, put your hands through. He basically
potentially, yes. That would, I guess, that would be apt. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you don't have to have an answer. I'm just curious, right? Because it's a big question.
That's why I love kind of encouraging you to, get into more of this, because that brings a very interesting element to a lot of these conversations, and I encourage. I love it. Hey, Caesar for Life, is this the 700 Club stream?
It is today.
Well, it is right now. But Dan Blackroyd had said earlier, I've heard this speech about what some people consider to be unnatural before. Seen any good light shows lately, Chancellor?
Yeah. They lit that thing up like not the 4th of July.
But yeah,
well, like I said, it's a question that I'd encourage you to just think on. Like I said, I'm not out here trying to win your soul or win anybody's soul on the show, but it's a question that I think everybody should wrestle with. Right. And again, I can't bring anybody to Christ, but what I can do is I can point you in his direction and let him do what he does best. So, yeah. So anyways.